In my 76 years, never have I encouraged other people to read a book like I have encouraged them to read Braiding, Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And we're going to take a look at Chapter 6, Learning the Grammar of Animacy. Listening in wild places, we are audience to conversations in a language not our own. I did learn another language in science, though one of careful observation and intimate vocabulary that names each little part. Science polishes the gift of seeing. The language scientists speak, however precise, is based on a profound error in grammar, an omission, a grave loss in translation from the native language of these shores. Pupawi, she explained, translates as, quote, the force which causes mushrooms to push up from the earth overnight, end quote. But in scientific language, our terminology is used to define the boundaries of our knowing. What lies beyond our grasp remains unnamed. English doesn't give us many tools for incorporating respect for animacy. Yeah. In English, you are either a human or a thing. Our grammar boxes us in by the choice of reducing a non-human being to an it, or it must be gendered inappropriately as a he or a she. I try to be mindful of my language, to be bilingual between lexicon of science and the grammar of animacy. I hope I am also teaching them to know the world as a neighborhood of non-human residents. To know that, as an eco-theologian, Thomas Berry has written, quote, we must say of the universe that it is a communion of subjects, not a collection of objects. Our toddlers speak of plants and animals as if they were people, extending to them self and intention and compassion until we teach them not to. When we tell them that the tree is not a who but an it, we make that maple an object. We put a barrier between us, absolving ourselves of moral responsibility and opening the door to exploitation. Saying it makes a living land into, quote, natural resources, end quote. If a maple is an it, we can take up the chainsaw. If a maple is a her, we think twice. We shouldn't project our perceptions onto them. They have their own ways. They're not just people in furry costumes. These are animals. Isn't it even more disrespectful to assume that we're the only species that counts as persons? The arrogance of English is that the only way to be animate, to be worthy of respect and moral concern, is to be a human. A language teacher I know explained that grammar is just the way we chart relationships in language. Maybe it also reflects our relationship with each other. Maybe a grammar of animacy could lead us to whole new ways of living in the world. Other species, a sovereign people. A world with a democracy of species, not a tyranny of one, with moral responsibility to water and wolves, and with a legal system that recognizes the standing of other species. It's all in the pronouns. Learning the grammar of animacy could well be a restraint on our mindless exploitation of land. We don't have to figure out everything by ourselves. There are intelligences other than our own, teachers all around us. Imagine how much less lonely the world would be. I'm not advocating that we all learn Potawatomi or Hopi or Seminole, even if I could. Immigrants come to these shores bearing a legacy of languages, all to be cherished. But to become native to this place, if we are to survive here and our neighbors too, our work is to learn to speak the grammar of animacy so that we might truly be at home.